Hello everybody, this is Combat Sports Podcast, and we're coming at you with the UFC Vegas 108, I believe. It was going to be Taira versus Albazi, but Albazi pulled out because of an injury. So now it's going to be Taira versus Park, an undefeated fighter. Taira coming off his first loss ever. The card is very some decent names on there, but not really eye-catching names like that. It's nothing too big. It's on Saturday. There's also the PFL finals. The welterweight and the featherweights are on Friday, August 1st, and then August 2nd are the UFC Vegas 108. I'm going to do the whole card in this video. I don't know why. I'm just going to do it this week like this. I did the PFL like that. If you want to go check that out if you like PFL. But let's get started here with the first fight of the night. So first we actually got a featherweight bout here between Austin Bashi going up against Yannis Angel. I thought it was going to be the women's strawweight bout, the Taira Rodriguez one. But it is not. It is Austin versus John here to start it, I believe. A couple things are telling me other things, but I'm just going to go with this one to start off. This Hatchup got added not that long ago because I literally did the breakdowns Monday or something, and it wasn't on there. But Austin, pro in 2020, 13-1. He lost his UFC debut to a decision. He is kind of smaller and shorter for his the weight class, but so is the guy he's going up against. You don't see it here because it's his debut, but Austin, the younger guy, 23 years old, I believe. This dude has 3 knockouts, 5 subs, 5 decisions. This dude, elite grappler. Look at that. Just like in the fights he has had in the UFC, look at that. Including, I'm not sure if this includes the Dana White. Yeah, it probably does include the Dana White Contender Series in there. This dude can finish either way, knockout or submission. It doesn't have that 3 knockouts, out of his 10. That's not that bad. 23% out of all of his wins, That's not bad. He has decent subs. He's got a decision too, so you can go to the decision. He is really athletic. He's improved his striking a lot. His weakness, yeah, of course I would say it's his striking probably, but it's improved a lot. He's abandoned the wrestling kind of. Sometimes I hope he doesn't get that too much in his head. I hope he doesn't fall in love with his striking and abandon the wrestling, because that's what he's good at. But sometimes he would just, I feel like he would just go for takedowns, not wrestle, strike as much. Now he has gotten better at striking. He, like I said, undersized, lost his debut. So I don't know how he's doing against higher level fighters. He lost his UFC debut now. So this is the top of the crop here. Going up against Yannis Angel over here. This dude, 8-3 or 9 a couple things I saw. I think let's go see his record. 0-0. No, I'm just kidding. 9-3 I saw on Tapology. This is his UFC debut, short notice. Both of these guys I'm pretty sure are short notice, but this is short notice UFC debut, which is going to be let's click on his profile over here. Cage Fury, I believe. This dude's fast hands. He's 31 years old, I believe. Yes, 5 knockouts, 0 submissions, and 4 decisions. Like I said, this dude's a great striker, has speed. What is he? Southpaw, I believe. Nice boxing base. This dude, powerful and fast. This dude, his weakness used to be his takedown defense. He probably had a couple subs here, and then a couple of his losses are because he got taken down and all that. It's definitely improved a lot, but now he is going up against another guy that's really good at grappling, elite grappler. So he's going to have to see if it's going to work out for him still or if it's not. This dude is Fury FC champ, coming off that, literally. He was the champ, then he got signed to the UFC here. So let's see how he does here on his UFC debut, short notice. See if he put the statement down or if he gets cut right after this. We'll see here. For sure, Austin, the better wrestler / grappler. And John is for sure the better striker. The experience, they're both young, kind of. But I would say, I guess, John has more rounds in a smaller organization. But he is new to the UFC. I would say, technically, John has a little bit more experience, kind of. Has championship experience, too. They're both a little undersized. John is a little taller. But I think overall here, Austin can get the wrestling going, his submission. I feel like he can get a ground and pounder here, maybe, or a sub, like I said. Austin, I just think, can get his wrestling going early, take him down, keep him on the ground, tire him out. The UFC debut, I feel like it's going to be hard for him. But if it stays standing, John for sure wins. But I'm going to go with Austin winning here by a submission. In early rounds, probably. I want to say in first or second, but maybe he'll win by decision. If not, If John keeps the standing, it's over. He's going to win. Maybe knock him out. But I got Austin getting the wrestling going, winning here. Let's move on to the next one. A women's strawweight bout between Taira Rodriguez, 10-2, going up against Souza. She is 15-5. Let's talk about Rodriguez over here. Pro in 2017, LFA strawweight champ, 2021, Dana White Contender Series in 2021 too. Got into UFC in 2022. She is 3-2. Coming off a decision win, 5 knockouts, 0 subs, 5 decisions, and she has only been finished once to a submission. There's a lot of LFA champs here, stuff like that. Here when we go on, we'll see that there's going to be quite a bit. I'm like, whoa, there's like an LFA card or something. But let's talk about Souza over here, 15-5, pro in 2018, regional champ, multiple times too. Let's go over to her profile over here. Let me go show you multiple times the regional champ. Yep, right there's one of them right there. Same one. Oh, okay, this might be the same. Okay, defended that one. Oh, there we go. There's another one. There's another one. All right, you see, and then she got in the UFC in 2023. She is coming off a loss via decision to Angela Hill. She has 6 knockouts, 2 subs, and 5 decisions. She has been finished 4 times, so that's not good. She is 2-2 in the UFC, if I didn't say that, and she is 2-0 in the IFC. Let's go break this down a little bit more, see who I got winning here. Rodriguez, great striker, throws nice combinations with pressure. Not much power, though, behind her. Still has 5 knockouts. Her wrestling is getting better and better. Look at that. Look how many takedowns she averages. She does have a disqualification for headbutting. I literally watched that fight live, and I'm pretty sure she was like on the ground wrestling, and she just kept headbutting this bitch. And she got disqualified. They gave her like multiple warnings. And yeah, so that's one of her losses right there. Souza over here, for sure more powerful. Look how many knockouts. I mean, pretty even, but for sure more powerful. Hits hard, loves to be aggressive. But that's what can cost her a lot. She can be aggressive. She'll just be slinging haymakers, overhands, fucking like hooks, wide hooks, like anything. Like, she's just throwing hard, and that can cost her a lot because when she's throwing hard, she also gets caught a lot. She is, like I said, she's very tough, but just when she gets so aggressive like that, it causes her some of her matches. So she needs to be careful with how aggressive she is. Watch her strikes. Just strike accurate, hit, punch. You don't gotta fucking throw haymakers. You don't gotta put someone out at any time. Just hurt them little by little, little by little. Also, yeah, like I said, she's very, very tough. Even though she has been finished 4 times, she still has a chin on her. But they both have championship experience, I guess, so that's good. Souza over here for sure overcommits a lot. That's going to cost her, I feel like. Her cardio too affects her when she's over there throwing haymakers like that. She gets tired a lot. I think Rodriguez is going to pull it off here. Get the takedowns going. Avoid the overhands easily. Mix in the striking with the wrestling and get her out of here. She'll probably, maybe by, I don't know. She's going to win. I'm taking the money line for sure. But I don't know if she's going to get a sub. And definitely not a sub. I guess she has 0 subs. But she does go for a lot of takedowns. Like, she could probably wind up in a sub or something. But I'm going to take Rodriguez winning by a decision. Just money line. I got her winning. I'm going to go out there and say by decision probably. Let's move on to the next one. And then we got a flyweight bout between Rafael Macapa, Estevam, 13-0. This is a short notice fight. He is stepping in for Andre Lima. This dude is 28 years old, going up against Felipe. He is 14-7. Let's talk about Bunes over here. Pro in 2011. Let's click on his profile. Lost his first fight. Then he, if it loads up, a regional champ. He was also a regional champ. And then he became a LFA champ. He won the flyweight bout. It was vacant, I'm pretty sure. Let's go double check that. Yeah, vacant flyweight bout here. Then he got into the UFC in 2024, I believe. Oh, no. Yeah, 2024. Okay, I was going to say. To Joshua Van. So that's aging good. Coming off a submission win. He is 1-1 in the UFC, 2-1 in the LFA, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions, and 2 decisions. And look at all these other organizations he was in. Let's go talk about the guy he's going up against. Raphael over here, 13-0, pro in 2015. This dude has never lost. It's kind of crazy. He's undefeated. Got in the Dana White Contender Series. And what was it? 2022. He's also a regional champ. If you see here, he won in the Dana White Contender Series via ground and pound. He's 2-0 in the UFC. Both wins by decisions. He has missed weight once. He's 1-0 in the LFA, 4 knockouts, 3 subs, and 6 decisions. He has also missed weight once, and it was in his UFC debut, I believe. Yep, he missed weight on his UFC debut. This should be a alright fight. I'm really skeptical here on Raphael, but just overall, Raphael is just very well rounded. 4 knockouts, 3 subs. It's crazy. Goes for a lot of takedowns. Also lands a lot of his strikes. He's very accurate. Look at this. Like I said, he's also stepping in short notice. But stepping in short notice, and his cardio is terrible. Some of the third round fights I was watching of him, he literally looked like he was gonna fucking die. He looked so bad in the third round. All his energy was out. I just don't know. He's the favorite, I'm guessing, by a lot. And then he is stepping in short notice, and his cardio is terrible. So what does that mean? It's oh man, it's a debatable one. Going up against Felipe over here, fucking submission guy, submission artist, loves to get it done early too. Let's see if we can go over here. How many submissions does he have in the first round? This dude loves to put the pressure on and submit people. Let's see how many he has in the first round. Oh, nope, that's the wrong guy. There we go. This is who we're trying to click on right here. Look at that. 9 subs, 7 in the first. He even has knockouts in the first round. 3 of them. 3 knockouts in the first. Look at that. He loves to get it done early. Puts the pressure on people. Nice submission threat, too, with those 9 submissions. This for sure is not going to go the distance. These guys, I do know that Raphael has gone a distance in his 2 UFC fights, but in the late rounds, you see that they're just dead. He's dead. I don't know how he makes it past it. The cardio on both of these guys is terrible. It's really bad. Someone's going out in the third, or someone's going out in the second. Honestly, I have it right here. This is going to be finished by fatigue somewhere in there, because they're going to be so tired, or someone's going to get finished quick. But I got Raphael winning, I was going to say, but I'm going to change it the fuck up. I was already sitting here looking at this, and I was like, why am I picking Raphael to win by a late knockout? Why would I say that? He gets tired. I literally have that. I'm like, but he gets tired. He usually gets it done in the first or second. He's stepping in short notice. His cardio's bad. He's a big favorite. I was like, I'm going to pick Raphael. No, I got Felipe winning by a submission. I'm going to go Felipe to win by a sub here. I'm not sure when it'll happen, but I think Felipe can keep it up here. Maybe take him down, not be so tired, grind him out, maybe get an early submission too. I'm going to go for the dog. I'm changing it up big here. I got Felipe winning. Something hit me out of nowhere. Literally, I was sitting here recording the other one. I was sitting here recording and I sat there for a minute. I was like, why am I picking Raphael? I got Felipe winning. Let's go on to the next one. We got a middleweight bout between Rodolfo, the black belt hunter, Vieira, 10-3, going up against Trishan Gore, 5-3. This is going to be a grappler versus striker. I want to say Gore does have a little mix up in there, but he does not want to do that here. So let's talk about Rodolfo over here. Click on his profile, Tapology. Started grappling in 2007. This dude is a fucking beast. He's like a 4 or 5 time IBJJF champ, 7-time Abu Dhabi champ. This dude's a fucking beast. Started MMA in 2017. Got into the UFC in 2021. This dude is 5-3 in the UFC. Coming off a loss. Yeah, he's coming off a loss by decision. This dude has 1 knockout, 9 submissions, and 0 decisions. 1. He has gone a decision twice and lost. He's only been finished once, and it was to a sub. Let's see where that was here. To Anthony Hernandez. Okay, a great guy up there. Dude's a beast at grappling too. He probably has a fight coming up soon, I believe, right? Yeah, he does. I forgot against who, but let's go talk about Gore over here, his opponent. Trishan Gore, 5-3. This dude's pro in 2018. He was an amateur from 2014 to 2006. This dude went 3-1 champ here. pro in 2018. Got into TUF season 29. He went 2-0 there, and then he lost. He got pulled out. I'm not sure if this was a part of the tournament or not, but he was in the finals and he had to pull out because he got hurt or something. This dude is coming off a loss by a knockout. He got head kicked, I believe. Well, no, he got head kicked, dropped, and then the guy took his back, started punching him, and he lost. He is 2-3 in the UFC, 1 knockout, 3 subs, and 1 decision. Let's go over here so we can get their stats and all that. Rodolfo, like I said, black belt. He's a black belt, dude, multiple champ in every grappling organization you can name of any big tournament. ADCC grappling champ in 2015. Like I said, Abu Dhabi, IBJJF, gi, no gi, for sure. Elite grappler. This dude, smooth in transition when he gets the takedowns, with great top control, but his cardio is a little iffy and his striking's not the best either. He can also get really, really predictable after a while. As you can see, look at his takedown average. He can just go for takedown and get him stuffed, and he's still going to go for a takedown. He can just get very, very predictable if his game plan does not work. You can tell what his game plan is going to be, and he can just get really predictable. Gore over here, for sure, the better striker. Like I said, TUF finalist, super powerful. He can switch hit, orthodox. Dude's a beast with nice takedown. I would not recommend going for a takedown here at all. This dude, I guess he's going up against one of the best grapplers, probably a good grappler in the middleweight. Like, this dude's a fucking beast. 9 subs, multiple time champ, like I was saying. I just wouldn't recommend going for a takedown. He probably has some crazy techniques down there. Fucking flip it over, reverse it on you, get you on a fucking triangle or something. Like, he can do probably some crazy shit down there. Arm bar, anything. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just wouldn't do that. I don't know about his chin either. He has been knocked out 2 times, and he is coming off on knockout, getting knocked out. So, for sure, this is going to be the best grappler Gore has ever versed. Let's see how he does here. He has pretty good takedown defense, but he's for sure going to get it tested here. I think Rodolfo gets him down 1 time at least, and that 1 time is going to be the end. Rodolfo wins here in the first or second by submission, but I'm going to go for Rodolfo by submission probably. If you want to spice it up, maybe go for the first or second, maybe first, but I got Rodolfo winning here by a sub. Let's move on to the next one. Then we got a bantamweight matchup between Renaya Nakamura, 9-1, going up against Nathan Fletcher, 9-2. Let's talk about Rihanna over here. Nakamura, he is pro in 2021. This dude got into UFC in 2023. 3-1 in the UFC. This dude's coming off his first loss ever by a decision. This dude has 5 knockouts, 1 submission, and 3 decisions. Let's go talk. Well, actually, as you can see here, this dude was a great wrestler in Japan. I'll get talking about it after I talk about Nathan. Then I'll break down the fight here. Nathan Fletcher over here, 9-2. Started amateur in 2016 to 2018. He went 6-1 on that. Champ. Pro in 2019. 0-1 in the TUF. What season was that? Let's go find out. What season was he in? Season 32 in 2024. This dude is 1-1 in the UFC. 8-1 in Cage Warriors. Coming off a second loss ever via split decision. Has 1 knockout, 7 subs, and 1 decision. He's only been finished once. This dude is durable. So is the other guy. This should be a pretty good fight here. Let's talk about Nakamura over here. This dude, Japan wrestling champ, 23 years. I think it was like under 23 years or something was like the group he was in 2017, I believe. Winner of Road to UFC in season 1. Great wrestler and control. Very accurate too when he shoots for takedown. Let's go see what we got here. Let's see what it is. Look at that. 81% takedown accuracy. This dude is a fucking beast. Defense too. He's overall well-rounded with his defense. Look at that. Good takedown defense. Also his defense when getting hit. He doesn't get hit that much. But his submission game isn't the best. He's a really good grappler and wrestler, but he just doesn't have the submissions. It's just, he just doesn't have it there. I don't know why. It's just, he can take people down, but he's just going to fucking grind on top of you. That sometimes doesn't look good if you're not doing much up there. but he is a really good wrestler. Nathan over here, also a great grappler. This dude maybe not as good, I would say, but for sure has better submission game. Go look at that. This dude can take people down and submit you. That's what's like scary. He can do some submissions, what Nakamura can't. So that's kind of, I can see this going the distance though, like actually, because these guys are gonna wrestle a lot. They might strike it out a few times. It might be one of those fights where they just strike it out instead of wrestle, I think Nathan Fletcher does mix it up really well with his striking and wrestling. He is small for the bantamweight. Let's go look at their sizes over here. I mean, I guess they're both kind of small for bantamweight. I believe Nakamura is a better at slightly everything. Even his striking, his grappling, I think he's better at. I believe Nakamura gets it done here, except for his submission threat. That's the only thing I'm kind of scared about. Like Nathan can get a submission in there, but I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for Nakamura winning here by a decision. Let's move on to the next one. We got a middleweight fight between Nick Blue Collar Klein 6-2 going up against Andre Pulyaev 9-3. Let's go talk about Nick over here. Started amateurs in 2017 to 2019. This dude went 7-1, was the champ there. He went pro in 2021. He got in the Dana White Contender Series in 2024. He won that by a rear naked choke submission. He's coming off a loss by knockout. This guy, dude, the guy he versed, Malik Beast, gets people out of there fast and easy. So I mean, you can't really hold that against him. He is 0-1 in the UFC, 1-0 in the LFA, 1-0 in the Dana White Contender Series. Dude has 2 knockouts, 3 subs, and 2 decisions. This dude is pretty good. I say he's a little prospect coming up. I don't know here. He's going up against someone pretty good. I don't know how this guy even went pro, though, first of all. Let's talk about Andre over here. This dude went 3-5 in the fucking amateurs. He was the champ still, though. I don't know how. Still went pro in 2022. Won the Dana White Contender Series by a decision in 2024. If you see right here, he is coming off a loss by a decision on his UFC debut. He's 0-1 in the UFC, 5 knockouts, 2 subs, and 2 decisions. This should be a good fight. Nick has 3 rear naked chokes, I believe. 3 back-to-back rear naked chokes. That's kind of crazy. Dude is just physically strong and athletic, but his striking is very doesn't throw as much. That can cost him a lot of his fights. Andre, though, the longer and taller guy, he is super fast. Go look at his speed over here, and he's really accurate. Look at that. Accurate, and he fucking is fast. Dude is a beast. I think Andre's striking gets it done here versus Klein. Stand up, keeps it standing, I feel like. Because, yeah, if it's standing up, for sure, Andre wins here. If, Klein's going to, I feel like what's going to happen here is Klein's going to go for a takedown. Andre's going to catch him, and he's going to win here by, a second-round knockout. But, yeah, or a decision. But I'm going to go for Andre here, getting it done by a knockout in the second. I feel like Nick's going to go for a takedown, and he's going to get caught, like I said. That's my prediction right there. Let's move on to the next. We're going to kick off the main card with a featherweight fight here between Danny El Puma Silva, 10-1, going up against Kevin El Chino Vellejos. Let's go talk about Danny over here. Pro in 2019. He won in the Dana White Contender Series in 2023 by decision. Missed weight in his debut fight right here. He's won that by split decisions. He is 2-0 in the UFC. He's on a 3-fight win streak. 5 knockouts, 0 subs, 5 decisions. Never been finished. He's also 2-1 in the LFA. Let's go talk about Kevin over here. Kevin, 15-1. El Chino, pro in 2021. What is it? He was a featherweight champ in the SFH. 2 divisions, only lost ever in the Dana White Contender Series. And, well, look right here. The 2 divisions was featherweight and where was the other one? Lightweight. And then he lost his first only loss was in the Dana White Contender to Gene Silva. So that looks really good on him. That's his only loss. And he didn't even get knocked out by that guy. This could be a rematch somewhere in the future. 1-1 in the Dana White Contender Series. 1-0 in the UFC. This dude is a beast. But Danny over here, the younger guy, He is crisp with his boxing, lands a lot. His striking, go look at those numbers. Very accurate. Smart with his IQ and cardio, but he does start really slow. That's why he's really slow. He's good at his cardio because he starts off slow. He likes to see what the guy does, how he's gonna fight it. But that can also be a weakness to start slow. He has 0 grappling skills. Kevin only lost is to Gene Silva in the Dana White Contender Series. He wants his rematch. I saw him calling it out and all that. He has knockout power, 11 knockouts with speed. He's aggressive. He has those awkward angles that he throws. It gets you to the ground and pound. This dude is a beast. He's unpredictable. So let's see how Danny deals with that, especially starting off slow. I don't see that being really good because Kevin can put you out, catches you with any punch. Does finish a lot of the fights in the first round. So I don't know about Kevin's cardio like that because he likes to get people out of there soon. So later in the rounds, he's probably going to be more tired and all that. This is a striker versus striker for sure. I think Kevin gets it done here by a knockout in maybe the first or second, but I think Kevin gets it done here. He's probably, the odds are probably like minus 300 or something, I think. But I got Kevin winning. Let's move on to the next fight. We got Zaleski, 25-9-1. He is 38 years old. Let's talk about Magny over here. Pro in 2010, TUF season 16. He was in that. In 2012, I believe, he went 3-1 in that. He got into UFC in 2013. He's 22-12. Lots of up and downs. This dude has been a stepping stool in his last 2 fights. 2-fight losing streak. Both to Carlos Pratas and Michael Morales. So 2 guys that they want to put up there. Say they beat Neil Magny, you know. Both of them are by TKO/knockout. This dude has 8 KOs, 4 subs, and 17 decision wins. He has been finished 10 times, though. His opponent over here, Zaleski, pro in 2009. This dude, regional champ in multiple organizations. Got into UFC in 2015. Lost his debut. Now he's coming off a loss too, by a TKO. He's 11-5 in the UFC. Has 15 knockouts, 3 subs, and 7 decision. This is gonna be a good fight. I feel like 2 veterans of the game. Magny, most wins in welterweight history. 22. Great cardio, 17 decision wins, 21 total decisions that he's gone to, lost 4 of them, so he's lost 4, 117 on them. This dude has wore people down like Neil and Robbie Lawler. Uses his range very well, long range, especially versus shorter fighters. Here is one of them. Look at their range. Look how small, like his length, look how long he is compared to his opponent right now. It's kind of crazy. Loves his dirty boxing. Dos Santos, way shorter, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, black belt, but he barely uses it. Look how many takedowns he has. He uses his striking more, crazy spinning attacks, powerful. This dude has 15 knockouts. Like I said, black belt and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu just doesn't use it. I don't get why. 2 veterans of the game here. For sure, 100%, Zaleski Dos Santos is... cardio is 100% worse than Magny's. He does seem to get tired after a couple rounds, and after throwing all those spinning attacks and trying to get the dude out. This dude has most of his wins in the first round. This is going to be a good fight. The way Neil Magny wins here is if he drags the fight out. He just drags the fight out, uses his clinch, kicks, knees, and just outscores him by the judges. I don't think he can get him out of there by knockout or anything. And he's going to have to avoid the big shots coming from Dos Santos because that dude can throw some crazy, surprising attacks. Dos Santos, literally, the way he's going to win here is if he goes straight forward, puts the pressure on him, and he just doesn't let Magny use his range. And he can do that. I feel like he can do that. He can even take him down if he wants to. He's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, like I say, but he doesn't use it. I would use it here, take him down against a tall dude. It's going to be hard for him to get up. But at the end of the day, I do have Dos Santos here winning by a decision. No, by a knockout. Probably a knockout in the first or second round. But I do got Zaleski Dos Santos winning here by a knockout. Let's move on to the next one. We got a bantamweight matchup between 2 women. They are ranked opponents here. Let's talk about Carol Rosa. She is 18-7, number 10 ranked, going up against Nora Cornolle. She is the number 12 ranked, 9-2. Let's go talk about Carol over here. 18-7, pro in 2012, regional champ. She got in the UFC in 2019. She is 7-4 in the UFC, coming off a loss by a decision. She has 4 knockouts, 2 subs, and 12 decisions. She has only been finished twice. Let's go talk about her opponent, Nora over here. 9-2, nickname Wonder. She is pro in 2021, lost her first fight as a pro, and then she went on to go on a win streak. In 2023, she got in the UFC. She has missed weight 2 times already. She is 3-1 in the UFC, coming off wins to a sub, but she also missed weight on that. She has 6 knockouts, 2 submissions, and 1 decision. Let's see if she can get her weight into check here, make weight. I bet Dana White's not going to like if she misses weight again. It would not be good. But Rosa over here is fast. Let's go look at their stats over here. Outstriking opponents by a lot. Overwhelms them with speed. Let's go look at there it is. Look how fast she is. Her speed, very accurate too. Then she mixes in her takedowns really well when she needs to. She doesn't average that much, but she needs to. She will. She has nice accuracy when she does go for them, but for sure doesn't have that one punch knockout power that Nora has. But she likes to go to decision most of the time. If you saw how many decisions she has won, she has 12 out of her 18 fights won by a decision. Nora, though, like I said, possesses that power to knock someone out. Look at how many knockouts she has. 67% of her wins are by knockout. That is crazy. Someone out. Her defense is also really good. Nice footwork. She doesn't really tend to walk into someone's punch, like, you know, when people tend to just walk into someone's punch, right, and they get domed right in the mouth. She doesn't. I don't really see her doing that many mistakes. She has like a Muay Thai base. She does the knees, the elbows. Also has some submission wins, so she has improved her grappling. This is going to be, honestly, a pretty even fight, I'm going to say. It definitely can't be that big of odds here. Kara over here, I think, wins here. Her output is just too crazy. With that, she can mix in her takedowns very well. But I could also see Nora maybe getting the clinch going, getting a knee in, and knocking the air out of Rosa, and then messing her up for the whole fight, messing up her cardio and all that. But I still think that Carol Rosa can get it done here by a decision, most likely, because her speed just going to outpace Nora for sure, outstrike her. And I don't think Nora's going to be comfortable with that. Let's move on to the next fight. We got an exciting fight between 2 lightweights here. I'm really excited for this one, actually. Estevam, Ribovics, El Gringo, 14-2, going up against Elves, Brener, 16-5. This is going to be a great fight. I'm just super excited for this. Let's go talk about Estevam over here. This dude is 14-2. He is 29 years old. Pro in 2015. He is a SFH champ. Also, who was it? Kevin, I believe, was the breakdown I did before this, or like 2 before this. Lightweight division. He won in the Dana White Contender Series in 2023. Where's this at? Right here. Oh, 2022. Okay, the 2023 was supposed to be. Oh, he got in the UFC in 2023. He is 3-2 in the UFC, coming off a loss, split decision. This, it was a good fight. Go look at it. It was actually one of the best fights. I was really close. I don't know who won that fight. I had money on Estevam winning, but he ended up losing by a split decision. This dude has 7 knockouts, 5 subs, 2 decisions, and he has never been finished here. Let's go talk about his opponent. Brener over here, 16-5. This dude is also young, 27 years old, pro in 2016, regional champ, as you see right here, in multiple organizations. Got in the UFC in 2023. He is currently on he got in the UFC and went on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. Now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. It's kind of crazy. He's coming off a knockout loss to Joel Alvarez, a dude that has nasty power. This dude is 3-2 in the UFC, 3 knockouts, 11 submissions, 2 decisions. Let's go look at their stats over here. Estevam, durable, strong, pressure. This dude puts the striking on people. Let's go look at his striking stats over here. 7 knockouts, 5 submissions. Can get the finish done both ways, if you honestly, Estevam can. but his striking can get very predictable. Only throws like one or two combinations, literally. Also, doesn't really use his grappling at all. Go look at that. Like, barely goes for any grappling here. This is where he's gonna have to keep it standing, definitely, because the guy he's going up against, Brener over here. Dude, it's long reach. Let's go look at the reach over here so I can show you. Long reach. This dude, good in the scrambles. Amazing submission artist. Does have great comeback wins. Some of those is because he started off really slow and then he got hit a lot, so that's not good. I can see that causing him problems here too against Estevam, because Estevam likes to put the pressure on people right away, start off fast. Brener cannot start off slow like he does. I think if he starts off slow here, it's gonna cost him. I think Estevam can get it done here, starting fast and wearing Brener down. Brener doesn't really use his offensive grappling as much, but he will like drop guard and submit you and like do all that. But he doesn't really use his offensive grappling. He will need you here to win the fight, because if he keeps it standing, Esteban's gonna knock him out in the first round, and that's what I'm gonna go for. I think Estevam wins here by first round knockout. Let's move on to the next fight. And then we got the co-main event. It's a lightweight fight between Chris the Problem Duncan, 13-2, trains at ATT, going up against Mateusz Rebecki, 20-2. Let's go talk about Rebecki over here first. This dude pro in 2014. This dude was a regional champ, won in the Dana White Contender Series in 2022 via a submission, coming off a split decision win. He is 4-1 in the UFC, 9 knockouts, 4 subs, and 4 decisions. Look how many times he defended his belt over here in whatever this organization is. I don't really know about it, but this dude's a beast. Look at him. One of his only losses was starting his career, and then the one in the UFC right here. Both of his not losses are, though, by TKO. Let's go talk about his opponent over here, Chris Duncan. He started amateurs in 2014 to 2017. This dude went 10-1 on that, and was the champ. This dude went pro in 2018. He got in Bellator in 2019, 3-0 in that. His first loss was in the Dana White Contender Series. His first loss was in the Dana White Contender Series, the first time he was there. And then he came back a second time after he went on a little win streak. Well, he went on a 1-fight win streak, got back in the Dana White Contender Series. Crazy comeback win against Campbell over here. I thought Campbell was going to win that fight. Rocked Chris. Chris just countered. Chris is all wobbly, counters him, drops him onto that. Literally drops him with one counter punch. It's kind of crazy. But this is his second fight. He's 4-1 in the UFC, 2-fight win streak. This dude has 7 knockouts, 3 subs, 3 decisions, and has lost both of his losses are 2 finishes. Let's go break this down a little bit over here. Pull up their stats. Rebecki, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. This dude's just a grinder. Just look at his defense, his takedowns and all that. But he is very small. This dude will grind you up against the fence, shoot for takedowns. It's very small. Go look at that. Right here. 5'7", 66 injury. Look at the difference right there. He also does get hit with a lot of counters, though. When he goes for takedowns, while entering for a takedown, he has been countered a lot, which has cost him some of his fight. Well, I guess not many of his fight, but I've seen him get countered for sure. And I know Chris could easily catch him doing that because he is so powerful. He can counter anyone at any time. Crazy comeback win, like I was talking about in the Dana White Contender Series. You got to go look at that. Dude almost got knocked out. Literally was wobbly, about to get stopped, wobbling, counter, knocks the dude out. This dude's so tall, long, big difference compared to his opponent, but his takedown defense, look at that. His takedown defense just scares me, especially against a guy like Rebecki that's going to grind you up against the wall and try to take you down. That's what scares me. I was thinking about Chris winning here. The whole time I was like, oh, Chris going to counter him going in for a takedown. This dude's powerful, and that still might happen. Don't think I'm not going to maybe slap a bet on there, but I'm going to go for the smart guy here to win. I got Rebecki winning here by just a submission or decision. I feel like his grappling is just such a big advantage compared to Chris Duncan, and Chris Duncan's takedown defense scares me. I think Rebecki gets it done here by a decision, unless Chris Duncan gets it done in the first round. If Chris Duncan could get a first round knockout, I could totally see that. If it gets past that, I think Rebecki wins here. Let's move on to the main event. It's a short notice fight, technically for both. Both have been in training camp though for a while. Taira over here was supposed to fight Abazi, but Abazi pulled out for an injury, I believe. He has been in camp, of course, but he's going up against Hyun Park over here. Hyun Park, Peace of Mind, is 10-0. Taira over here, 16-1. Okay, now that I've introduced him over here. But this is a short notice for both of them. Park, like I said, was supposed to fight next week against Steve Erzik, I believe. But now that did not happen because he was going to be the co-main event there. Came over here. Now he's fighting a week before against Taira. So he's technically been in camp for a while. So it's a short notice, but not really. It's just a complete different style of matchups for both of these guys. So let's get into it here. It's like a week notice. Like literally it was Monday, I believe, Abazi pulled out. But let's get into the breakdown here. Let's go talk about Taira over here. This dude's 16-1. He is coming off his first loss ever to Brener. This dude started amateur in 2016 to 2017. Let's go look at that. Look how many wins. Regional champ. Look how many fights he got in like a year. That's so crazy. 9-0. Pro in 2018. Regional champ. Got into UFC in 2022. He is coming off his first loss ever, like I said, to Brandon Royval, who just lost to Joshua Van in an amazing fight. Go check that out if you haven't. But he did, Taira did lose to Brandon Royval to a split decision. I thought Brandon Royval got it easily, but it was closer than what it looked like. I thought 6-1 in the UFC, 5 knockouts, 7 submissions, 4 decisions, and he has never been finished in his whole career. Let's go talk about Peace of Mind Park over here. Korean dude. Started He started in kickboxing, I believe. He has never lost, but he lost his first kickboxing pro fight ever. He is 10-0, regional champ. He got into UFC in 2023. He got a submission in his UFC debut. He also had a win against Carlos Hernandez right here. That's what he's coming off of, to a rear naked choke. Technically, like I said, short notice fight, but he was in camp here, because he was going to fight, like I said, Erzik, look at that, next week. So he's only fighting a week before. See how he does. I wouldn't count him out. The odds are counting him out, but I just wouldn't count him out. He is 3-0 in the UFC, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions, and 1 decision. 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. If I said that, I thought I said that wrong. But let's go look at their stats over here. Taira, nice offense over here. Lands his shots. Lands a lot of strikes, and he does average a lot of takedowns. Go look at that, like 3 takedowns a fight almost. Dude moves around the cage very, very well. He is coming off his first loss. I don't know how he's going to do. Let's see how it affects him. Is they going to light a fire under him, or is they going to make him be like, oh shit, maybe I'm not that good. But we'll see how he does. Let's see how he deals with a loss. Park, Peace of Mind over here. Starts fast pace, throws his opponents off a lot with that, because he comes out swinging, putting the pressure on you. Also has a nice submission game. Great takedown defense. Look at that, 100% takedown defense. This will get tested for sure. Let's see how it goes here against a guy that's actually going to go for takedowns quite a bit. With all that pressure, though, he does start to slow down after a while because it affects him. Let's see how he does. It's going to be a 5-round fight. Maybe he won't go out there swinging since he knows it's 5 rounds. But it is a short notice. Different matchup here. I believe that it will affect him, but the way here I believe it gets done is Taira most likely wins by taking Park down. His takedown defense will not be 100 after this fight, I believe. Outworks him on the top. Maybe, I don't know, maybe submits him, maybe some ground and pound or something, but other than that, I could just see him countering Park, going in, being aggressive. You know how Park is when he gets in there, he's aggressive. I could also see Taira knocking him out, because he does have quite a bit of knockout wins too. With Park moving straight forward and, like I said, putting the pressure, I feel like it could definitely happen. The only way Park wins here is if he catches him, maybe. Park does have what is it? How many finishes in a row does he have? Oh shit. Let's go. See over here, because he does have quite a bit of finishes in a row. Look at that. Okay, yeah. What? 7 finishes in a row. Okay, that's actually kind of crazy now looking at that. If it goes, oh man, but definitely the only way Park wins is if he gets him out in the first round, first 2 rounds, maybe third. After it goes into the fourth or fifth, Taira, I think, gets it done. Taira controls him most of the fight, earns him the rounds. I think Taira gets it done here. Maybe gets a knockout, but if anything, I would go for like a late knockout or him winning by decision. I'll go him winning in like the third, fifth, or by a decision. I think he can get it done here. Gets Park tired, puts him out, lays him on the ground, takes him down. I got Taira winning here in the main event. Let's go break down. We'll recap the whole card here since I did the whole card on this one. I got Pero winning this one. I got Felipe maybe getting it done here by a submission. I think that Rafael stepping in short notice. His cardio looks bad. I don't think that's going to be good for him. Austin getting it done here. Then I got Andres getting it done here. Close odds. I think this might be my pick-em of the card here. My pick of the card. I also got Vieira, Rodolfo winning by probably a submission maybe. Then I got Nakamura winning against Nathan Fletcher. I got Kevin getting a knockout win. I got Dos Santos getting it done, maybe by a second round sub or something, or a knockout. I think Magny's on his way out. They both are, but I'm gonna go for Dos Santos winning here. Then I got Carol Rosa winning. I got Estevam and I got Rebecki. I'm going to be smart here, but I could see Chris Duncan pulling some crazy counter out, knocking him out while he's entering for a takedown. But I'm going to be smart. Big advantage in the grappling. And then for the main, I got Taira winning here by a decision. And that is it. Thank you everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace out.